Hi, everybody.
Whoa, oh my gosh. That one's, it surprised me.
Welcome, everybody, to another fun-filled, fantastic, fruitful episode of U.F.Oh Snap. I, of course, am Jake.
And I'm Lindsay.
Are you sure?
I think so. I think that's who I woke up as today.
Oh, I hope everybody's been keeping tabs and looking out their windows to the skies, and if not, looking at the news, because holy shit.
What the fuck?
Stuff is happening.
Yeah, every day more shit is coming out.
Yep. I had a whole different episode planned for today. Whole different one. Real great one. We're going to talk about, like we talked about how the moon is bullshit.
Fuck the moon.
We were going to talk about how pyramids are kind of bullshit.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, but you know what? We're not going to do that today. Now, so tune in next week when you get to hear the episode that was meant for today. But you know what? Shit just keeps fucking happening.
Right? We are breaking news.
Breaking news. So, but it's weird because it's not where you would think it would be from, right? Because last time we talked breaking news 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked about
the Grush.
The Grush who was, from the government and,
Bill Paxton.
And he fucking was Bill Paxton and he was great. The Grush.
He was great.
He was the Grush. And you talk Bob Lazar, who, of course, worked for the government and, and it's all about the government, right? But what about other governments?
Other governments.
Other governments, obviously.
Because they said that we have these things.
They said that we have these things, but what about other governments, right? Now, what if another government, right? Maybe there was a guy in that government.
Okay.
Let's just
say. Guy in the government.
Let's say there's a guy in the government, okay? So you got a government.
And you got a guy.
And you got a guy. Maybe a parliament.
A parliament.
Maybe a parliament, right?
Oh, that narrows it down.
Yep. Maybe you got a parliament. Maybe you got a parliament and you got a guy in said parliament, and maybe that guy wrote a letter.
He wrote a letter.
Maybe this guy, let's call him Larry.
Larry wrote a letter.
Larry wrote a letter, right? And that Larry we're talking about is Larry Maguire, who is a member of the Canadian Parliament.
Canada?
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
My land so pure and true. Is that the words?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But Canada's cool. Love
cool.
Canada.
The true north.
Yes.
Yeah. I fucking love Tim Hortons. If you've ever been to Tim Hortons.
I have never been to a Tim Hortons.
Holy shit. They have them in the east, east and then towards the north, like Minneapolis. The Mall of America has a Tim Hortons.
Okay.
But they're like Starbucks in Canada. They're everywhere.
Really? I have some Canadian friends.
They're
very nice people.
They know Tim Hortons.
They know Tim Hortons.
They know.
That's the secret.
They know Tim. It's not a secret. Everybody in Canada knows Timmy Ho's. All right, it's not a secret. You go up there and you get a double and 20 Timbits.
A what? A Timbit?
You get a double.
Okay.
And 20 Timbits. What
the fuck is that?
And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really good, actually."
What is it? Is it pancakes?
No. This is the closest equivalent is like a Dunkin' Donuts. It's a donut coffee place.
It's a donut coffee place.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So a double is a coffee, right, with 2 sugars and 2 creams.
Nice.
Double.
I like it.
And then a Timbit is a donut hole.
Okay.
Or donut, right? But they have all different kinds. And my favorite is the fucking powdered donut jelly-filled ones.
Ooh, that does sound good.
But they have tons of them. They have like...
all different flavors.
All different kinds.
And fillings.
Yeah. So you say 20, double and 20 Timbits. And they'll give you a fucking little cute box. It's an adorable little box that comes in. And just all assorted. And I'm hungry. Holy shit. I want a donut so bad.
A donut does sound good.
I want a donut so bad. So Larry Maguire, right? Larry's a member of the Canadian Parliament.
Gotcha.
Old Larry wrote a letter. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Larry wrote a letter because he heard that the U.S. And mind you, this is back in March.
Before we met the Grush.
Oh, yeah. This is way before
we met the Grush.
Larry heard that the U.S. and some of our other allies are about to spill the beans on their investigations of UFOs, or what they call unidentified aerial phenomena,
UAPs.
He's worried that if Canada doesn't have its act together when these announcements drop, it could look bad for them on the world stage and with their own people. Right? He also let it slip in the letter that Canada has been in the UFO studying business since the 1950s, and he thinks that it's high time the government was more upfront about it, and he's calling for more oversight and openness about these programs.
That's fucking insane.
He goes on, we're going to break this all down. Okay. He goes on to say it's not about just satisfying curiosity. He is seriously concerned about national security implications of the UFOs. He sees these upcoming announcements, whatever they are.
Upcoming announcements?
Yep.
When are they coming?
As a chance for Canada to come clean about what it knows and shows that it's taking potential risks seriously.
Oh, wow.
Like, they could be like, hey, listen, the U.S. is dropping the ball. We could look like the fucking world leaders when this shit breaks. Like, we were on top.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. He sees this upcoming announcement as a chance for Canada to come clean about what it knows and shows that it's taking the risk seriously, right? So basically, he's nudging the government to get ahead of the story and manage the conversation in a way that's good for Canada.
Because the United States, there's upcoming announcements that they're going to make. We heard from the Grush. So shit was gonna come out, and Canada's like, if that all comes out and we don't say anything, we're gonna look like assholes.
Yeah, and they obviously have some knowledge
that they
got their own
that they think we don't have, possibly. Yeah,
or that we are about to make some announcement that, like, I mean, it sounds like he, for some reason, believes that the United States government is going to do disclosure.
Yeah.
And they
some type of disclosure.
And they think that, holy shit, if they do that, and the Canadian citizens will be like, well, then what the fuck, Canada? You lied to us.
Yeah.
So we need to get ahead of it. We need to beat them to the punch.
Oh. So you think Canada is going to come out first?
I don't know. I don't know if they took this letter serious or not, but it wasn't meant for us to see it. I'll tell you that much. Now, a little more about who old Larry was.
Yes, let's hear about him. I want to know.
Yes.
Let's hear all about Larry.
So Larry, like I said, is a member of Parliament of Canada. Now, I don't fucking know Canadian governments or how it's structured, but
me neither.
It's said here that he's representing the federal riding of Brandon Souris. I don't know what that fucking means, but
sounds. I don't know.
Somebody tweet us at U.F.Oh Snap and explain what that means.
The only thing that I kind of understand about Canadian courts and things is they kind of are modeled after or were ported over from Britain. Yeah. So that's my basic understanding of it, and I don't know anything about the British courts either.
No. So he was born June 1st of 49. Oh, he just had a birthday not too long ago.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Happy birthday, Larry. He's a politician, activist, farmer from Manitoba.
Okay.
He was first elected as a member of parliament for Brandon Souris. That must be his division or section or whatever. In 2013, has been re-elected since.
Okay.
Before his tenure in the federal parliament, he was a progressive conservative MLA in the Legislative Assembly of Manitoba. He has a background in agriculture, having been twice elected to the Canadian Wheat Board Advisory Committee.
Wheat Board?
He's on the Wheat Board.
That's some serious shit.
Yeah, nobody just gets onto the Wheat Board.
No.
I mean, that's a big deal. He also chaired the Agricultural Diversification Alliance.
Okay.
I don't know how I fucking said that word right.
You nailed it.
Wow. Apparently, so he's a big farming agriculture guy.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a good old boy.
He's a farmer.
He's a fucking farmer. Yeah. Why is a farmer writing about UFOs?
I don't know. Crop circles?
I don't know. By the way, we have an episode on crop circles coming up.
Sweet.
It's going to be a good one. Okay, let's break this down.
Yes, let's do that.
Now, the letter from Larry to the minister was, here's who we sent it to, the Minister of National Defense of Canada. So we're talking like, this is our version of what? The Secretary of Defense?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah. So this is his version of the Secretary of Defense of that.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's big time stuff.
Yeah. That was like Mattis, and I don't know who it is now.
I don't know either.
But some fucking super tough, kick-ass general, I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's who he sent it to. Apparently there's his name, Anita Ananda. Anand. No, A-N. Anand. A-N-A-N-D.
Anande?
Anita Anande?
We apologize to this person.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to this person. Sorry. That person.
Yeah, so that's who we sent the letter to, okay? So let's break it down. And we're going to break it down literally section by section, right? So the first part was he expresses his concern about the upcoming public... You know what? Let's just do this. He said, "Dear Minister Anand, whatever. It has come to my attention through meetings with American officials that the United States Senate..." Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. "It has come to my attention that the United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence and Senate Committee on Armed Services has been undertaking in-camera hearings with government and military subject matter experts on the recovery and exploitation of physical material from unidentified aerial phenomena."
Exploitation.
Yeah.
I kind of centered on that word.
Yeah. So, well, that's exploitation. That would be what Bob Lazar did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reverse engineering.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah.
That's all it is. "I am concerned that expected upcoming public announcements will be coordinated between AUKUS."
What is that?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
"Which could damage Canada's credibility with our allies and the Canadian public on the global stage. This is an opportunity to be prepared communication plan." I said that wrong. "To have a prepared communication plan in place by May 2023 to reduce this risk." And then he goes on and says a whole bunch more, right? And he talks about, as a Minister of National Defense, you may not be aware, Defense Research and Development Canada, or DRDC, has participated in efforts to analyze UAP, which is publicly traceable to circa 1950. This recovered foreign material is studied through the Five Eyes Foreign Material Program, FMP, which is Canada, is sponsored by the Canadian Forces Intelligence Command, aligned with several intelligence sharing arrangements and treaties. Now, this Five Eyes thing, right?
That's a little silly sounding.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing. Okay, so let's talk about these two alliances, right? So that AUKUS alliance is these are intelligence agreements. Okay. So that one is an agreement between Australia, the UK, and the US.
Okay.
And it's supposedly the strongest intelligence sharing agreement in the world, alliance, right? And then there's this Five Eyes Foreign Material Program. Okay. Now, what the Five Eyes is a group of 5 fucking places. It's like the Australia, the US, Canada, the UK, and France.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. But anyways, and so what he's saying is like these guys they have a signal intelligence sharing program. And if you remember what the Grush said, he talked about the agreement that we had with the Soviet Union for that signal.
Yes.
And really, what was that? That was if we had incoming UFO. This is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. The exact same thing. So they go on to talk about Canada's chief science advisors also launched the Sky Canada project, which is investigating how the government of Canada manages UAP reports. They are in the process of identifying key Canadian stakeholder institutions. This is essential. The chief science advisor be given full access to defense programs and be briefed on the collaborative scientific research efforts within our allies.
Okay, this makes me think of the things that we shot down. You know?
Yes.
Because there was coordination between Trudeau and our Air Force.
Yes. Like seamless.
Just
seamless.
Happened.
Yes.
Happened.
Seamless. Yeah. Absolutely. And this is probably taught, and this was in March.
Yeah. Right around the same time.
Maybe old Larry was like, the fuck. Well,
okay, so the ones we shut down, we said the ones that they haven't told us what they are. Were those ever over Canadian airspace?
One of them was, yes.
One of them was.
Was. One of them was in Michigan, one of them was over Canada, one of them was in Alaska.
Okay.
Yep.
And it was the Manitoba area?
Might have been.
I
don't know.
Remember exactly.
In the Yukon, that sounds right.
Okay.
Well, isn't that weird? That's where Larry's from. What a fucking weird coincidence. What the fuck? Secret Canada. What the fuck is going on?
I love his letterhead, though. I mean,
do too.
He just looks like a normal guy. He's got the silos in the background, and
I'll post
smile.
a link. I'll post a link to these in the show notes as well, so you can see the letter and read it for yourself. Because I'm not going to go read the rest of the letter, but I am gonna talk about everything the letter talks about.
He looks like a general practitioner or something.
Yeah, he does.
Or a dentist.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Just he's got a very
he's like, hey,
regular dude.
Oh, hey there, little Billy. Have you been brushing your teeth 3 times a day? Oh, no? Well, at least 2 times a day, and be sure you floss. All right, little Billy, would you like a sucker? Oh, that's sugar. Not good for you. Ha, ha, ha. Have a bottle of water.
That started off, and I wasn't sure which role you were going, and it could have gone dark very, very quickly.
Oh, where'd you think I was going to go? Oh, where did you think I was going to go with that one?
Oh, well, yeah. But he just looks like a regular dude.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could swap out that Canadian flag for like an Iowa flag.
Yeah,
and throw some fucking corn on there. Mm-hmm. Take out that wheat, put a corn in there. Yep. Done.
Yeah. This is a very familiar image to us. Familiar imagery.
So basically, he recommended that the Minister of National Defense request a classified briefing on Canada's basically historical and ongoing efforts to analyze the recovered material. Mm-hmm. And it suggests a desire for more openness and understanding, within the government, because it's not like it is here. Like, the need to know in Canada is way more sectioned off.
Yeah.
Just because you think you have the right to be like, they don't have like, oh, you have this level of security clearance, so you can know everything on that level.
Yeah.
They don't do it like that.
Okay.
Like each thing has its own need to know list.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know because there's not a lot of people that's briefed that can know, right? And then he went on to talk about that Sky Canada project, and the chief science advisor. He mentions that how it's investigating how the government of Canada manages the reports, puts it all together. Yeah. Emphasizes that the chief advisor needs to have full access, which is similar to Arrow, right? Like that Kirkpatrick does not have clearance to investigate. So very similar. He's asking for the same kind of things. Mm-hmm. Although more and more it sounds like Arrow is looking a little more like Blue Book.
Yeah.
Not so much here to fucking find out the truth, but to distort the truth.
Disinformation.
And that's what it's looking like, which is unfortunate. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because there's some fucking, hey, listen, Grush opened some doors that they can't close.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what's happening.
And it's crazy because I don't see this very much in the news. No one's covering this.
Talking about
no one's talking about this.
Not a lot. No.
And I mean, there's a lot going on right now. There is a lot.
Conveniently.
Yeah.
Conveniently. Weird how that happened, huh? Weird.
So yeah, it's just it's very interesting. It's a lot more than the pieces that we've gotten from history.
The only people that are covering this right now is News Nation.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that Australian 60 Minutes dude.
Yeah. And then every now and again, well, not so much anymore. I was gonna say Fox, but not anymore because that was really just Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So Twitter is covering it now.
Twitter is covering it.
Yeah, because isn't he the newsman of Twitter now?
I think so.
His show is on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, that's where he does his show now.
How do they do that?
It's just on his stream.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So Maguire, old Larry, goes on to express concerns about the lack of transparency and accountability regarding the UAP programs and policies. He calls for a communications plan to respond to the upcoming public revelation and address the need for Parliament oversight. Because, like I say, Parliament has no oversight. It's kind of like what we got here.
Yeah.
No one knows what's going on. He goes on to suggest that public revelations present an opportunity for the government of Canada to take a leadership role in confirming the existence of recovered materials and balancing national security obligations. He emphasizes the importance of Canada's credibility with allies and the Canadian public. He concludes by expressing his willingness to assist further and his anticipation of a response. I wonder if he ever got one. He also sends copies of the letter to other key figures indicating the importance of this issue. Yeah. So, I mean, the big points are acknowledges UAP programs.
Yeah.
Right? Talks about the Five Eyes Foreign Material Program, which involves countries on those alliances. Oh, here it is. U.S., U.K., Canada, Australia, New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay.
In the study of recovered foreign material, presumably from UAPs. So that whole alliance literally is about studying recovered materials.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that there's an alliance with all these countries and none of them have any recovered fucking materials? Why would they have the alliance? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
And it's like,
yeah.
What are they? The point of this letter is we don't want to look bad.
Yeah. And so he goes on. He talks about national security and aviation safety concerns. Suggests that there's national security, and obviously related to it, could be a potential threat. I don't know. They did shoot one down over the fucking sky.
Yeah, and that's my question. It's like, what do they need to get done to be prepared for this to come out? It's like, what kind of thing? Is it like...
Yeah, like how do you do disclosure? Like, and here's the thing. Do you think if they came, what would it take for people to believe? Do you think... It would have to show up in the fucking sky, and even then some people wouldn't believe it. I don't think if the president went on TV and said, my fellow Americans...
people wouldn't believe it.
I don't think people believe it. I think half of the people definitely wouldn't believe it.
No.
Or Trumplicans wouldn't believe it.
No.
The MAGA party wouldn't believe it. No Republican would believe it. And probably half of the Democrats would believe it.
It's just crazy. It would have to show up in... a ton of them everywhere visible if you walked outside your house and you could see them or something like that. And there still would be people that didn't believe it was there. It's just the nature of
I'm curious
human beings.
Let us know. Tweet at us at U.F.Oh Snap and let us know. What would it take for you to believe wholeheartedly 100% holy shit, this is real? Mm-hmm. Very curious.
And it doesn't have to be like little green men from outer space. No. Just something unidentified that we are not aware of.
Yeah. What would it take?
Another intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then, but if you want that, there are octopus. I just read a study that they studied octopus and they said that octopus did not form on this planet.
Yeah.
They
and it's like
fell in.
It's like I still want to believe. I'm not 100% sold yet. I mean, I don't think I will until there's concrete photographic or something like that. It doesn't have to show up in the sky. I mean, that'd be, then I would definitely believe.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's just, I need something more concrete to be like, yeah, these fucking things are real. I believe there's something out there that we don't know, but is it another intelligence? I don't know.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of things it could be, right?
Yeah.
Even in you can't dismiss some of this stuff that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Could it be us from
the future,
or
the past,
or could it be another universe version of us,
another dimension?
Yep. And see, you think that's funny, haha, movies. Well, that's what they want you to think. That's why they made the movies, guys. That's why they made
Flight of the Navigator.
The movies, Flight of the Navigator, Stargate. Oh, I got one. We got an episode coming up that
we talk about Stargate.
Oh, well, a little bit, but there's I have some examples of when movies in real life line up in a way that, mainly Stargate. Like there's so much in Stargate that like lines up.
They sent James Spader across the galaxy or the universe.
Yeah, everywhere.
He is from outer space.
I love James Spader. No, but it's well, now I forgot my goddamn point.
We're talking about movies. I don't know, Stargate. That when this crazy shit comes out, take it kind of seriously. At least look into it and listen to it.
Right. Like, I mean, people are getting so desensitized by all this, and that's because that's what they want you to think.
And like what these things could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
right.
where we were.
That's where I was.
We found it.
So you think about that stuff and you dismiss it because, you see it and that's like movies and that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
But if you literally take a look, right, guys, there's this thing called quantum mechanics, and it's like it's physics, right, in quantum physics.
Yeah.
And if you look into this stuff, you realize that scientists have literally not proved, but like they very much have strong beliefs that this shit exists, that it's real. It could be there, very much so. So you can't like dismiss this stuff. I mean, when you look at the world, we're so tiny. We're so tiny. We have no idea what's out there.
Nothing.
So, so I don't know. I don't know what it would take. I tell you what, though, this feels like a slip up, but this has been vetted. Like this is a real thing.
Okay.
This letter is legitimate.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask what channel it came through.
This has been like triple vetted. This actually came out a while back. And not a lot of attention was paid to it.
Until the Grush.
Well, so then the Grush thing happened, right? But it got double and triple vetted, and then it got vetted through George Knapp.
Okay.
And it's legitimate. Came from Larry, who's a real guy. Went to fucking Anita, who's a real minister of defense. It is a legitimate thing.
Okay.
But if this is as legitimate as this is the closest. Probably the closest thing to a government being like, this shit's real, motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, I mean, the Grush is pretty close, but he was out but he signed the form.
He did.
So, oh God, I don't know. It's so tough, but this is fucking huge. This is why we're doing this episode today instead of talking about the pyramids.
No, and just some of the language he uses in that letter.
Yeah. I mean, this is meant to be taken dead serious. This is meant to be very fucking serious.
And really the only question, I mean, as far as the intent of this letter is, what does he think they need to get ready?
Yeah, what's the announcement?
Yeah.
Like, what's the announcement that's coming from the U.S.?
Evidently.
Apparently, we have an announcement coming up, guys. I don't know. It has some, and here's the facts. He believes there's an announcement that's coming out. He also says that Canada needs to get their U.S. or the UFO program in fucking gear, and they need to fucking get on top of talking about this shit before the U.S. makes whatever announcement's gonna be.
It's just crazy.
I'm guessing it's not about a fucking tax tariff, all right?
No, and well, just thinking about like intention of UAPs, you know what I mean? Because if they are hostile, or I mean, we really don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know why they're here or what they're doing here.
Well, I mean, if they're dated back to 1933,
yeah,
because that's according to the Grush.
Yeah, because Mussolini,
and we stole it. We stole it with the Pope. It was like Indiana Jones. Instead of short round, it was the Pope.
Yes.
Oh my God, I gotta make that picture. Anyways. Stealing the UFO.
Stealing the UFO from Mussolini.
No time for love, Dr. Jones. I'm going to say if they've been around and they are as active as we've been led to believe through pretty reliable channels, you know what I mean? Pretty rock solid channels, I'm going to go ahead and say that they're not hostile because they would have fucking been a lot more hostile by now.
That's true.
Like we would have seen some evidence of hostility. Like, and if they're as advanced as they are, we would have seen something. Something. So.
You would think so.
Yeah. I mean, back in 1933, they have a fucking flying saucer.
Yeah.
That's advanced by today's standards. So, I mean.
And we haven't figured it out yet.
No.
No, it's.
Yeah. So.
Something to ponder on.
Something to think about, guys. Something to think about. And then be sure to join us next week when we talk about why the pyramids are bullshit.
Pyramids are bullshit.
All right. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Be sure to follow us on all the socials and everything. And we love and appreciate you. I'm Jake.
I'm Lindsay.
Take care.